I'm J.R. Church. Welcome to today's webcast. Gary Stearman is with me to discuss Apophis, the asteroid that could hit the Earth in the year 2036. By the way, Gary, they said that in 2029 it will come so close to the Earth that it will be within the synchronous orbits of the satellites that are around the Earth. So that's pretty close.
Inside those orbits. I think that the orbits on those are up around 25,000 miles, JR, so that's close.
Yes. But there are other asteroids that have come even closer. Tell us about them.
Well, in 1908, in the steppes of Russia, there was a huge explosion, estimated by scientists to be about 30 megatons. Now, that's a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
The equivalent thereof.
Back before there was a nuclear bomb.
Indeed. Long before nuclear weapons. And it's called the Tunguska event because that's the territory in Russia where this thing blew out a huge crater and leveled trees for miles. And it's finally been decided this was an asteroid that came into the Earth's atmosphere and exploded just above the Earth. Well, that thing, JR, if it had fallen in a city, would have wiped out the entire population of the city, for example. More recently, I'm looking here at a report about something that happened in 2004. A little asteroid called 162, FU-162, came within 4,000 miles of the Earth. Its size, estimated at 69 feet in diameter, could have produced the equivalent of a small nuclear explosion had it hit the Earth. Now, the point about all this is these things are out there in near-Earth orbit by maybe the thousands. We have no warning about when they could hit. The Bible speaks volumes about the Earth suffering a catastrophe at some time in the future when one of these, in fact, John speaks of two of them hitting the Earth.
Well, you know, these astronomers are calculating, trying to figure out what's going to happen. At one point, they said that there was one chance in 34 of it hitting the Earth. Another time it says, well, it's one chance in 48,000. And then the latest calculations is it's one chance in 250,000. I just want you to know that the astronomers don't know for sure. They might be able to get it closer as time draws near. But here's this article from deepastronomy.com, and they say in the headline, Apophis, the asteroid that could smash into the Earth, Friday, April 13th, 2036. Friday the 13th. Guess what, Gary? April 13th, 2036 is on a Sunday.
Uh-oh.
Oops. But April 13th in the year 2029 is on a Friday. And why in these articles they say April 13th, 2029 and April 13th, 2036, both in the same article, why should it be exactly on the same date 8 years later? It just doesn't, it just doesn't figure out. They've got to have one of those dates wrong. So anyway, Friday the 13th, 2029, there's a possibility, but hey, April 13th, 2036, the folks at deepastronomy.com need to recheck their calendar.
Maybe they need to buy a more expensive computer over there at NASA or get one like you have. J.R. Apophis, this thing is interesting because of what the Bible says. This asteroid is estimated to be roughly 1,000 feet in diameter, okay? So close, according to one source, and I'm reading here, that this space rock will be naked eye visible as it flies by the Earth in 2029. Now that's close. And what can't be ruled out at this time is that Apophis may pass through a gravitational keyhole, as they call it. In other words, a spot where its orbit will be modified so that the next time it comes around, it could hit the Earth dead on.
Yeah.
So this is fascinating. In particular, it's fascinating because John writes about something in the tribulation. The second trumpet sounds in the trumpet judgments. Revelation 8:8. And the second angel sounded, and as it were, a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and a third part of the sea became blood. Well, that's just one event right there. A great mountain. If it were the size, for example, of Mount Everest, it would be, what, 8 or 9 miles in diameter? Something like that?
Yeah.
That's beyond a nuclear explosion.
Yeah. That could kill a lot of people. In fact, as it comes across the earth in 2036, its touchdown point is not determined, but it will start over southern Russia for quite a ways, come over the North Atlantic and down the between Hawaii and the western coast of Canada and America. And then as it turns east, going over the Panama Canal, it'll go over Venezuela and northern South America, and will end up then the possibility in the Atlantic over near the coast of Africa. Somewhere in there it could hit. If it hit, for example, in Venezuela, it could kill up to 10 million people. That would be devastating to our planet.
Well, John says it falls into the sea. If it fell into the Gulf of Mexico, north of Venezuela, for example, it could create a tidal wave.
Yeah, they could hurt both the United States and Mexico and empty the basin, shall we say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if it hit in the